Yeah, so having the bolster handy, but let's start on our backs with our feet on the floor, back down, knees to the sky, and let's bring our palms facing up. They can be out to the side, but get that entire back on the ground. Entire back, points of contact, maybe every single vertebrae could feel it on the earth. And if it might feel good to stretch the arms above the head or take some moments to stretch in any way before we start, do that too. And just feeling yourself sinking into the earth. And I said this last week in a class. Imagine, when you place a golf tee into the ground, I'm not a golfer, but you push it through and it's in the earth, but then there's that little bit that's above. Imagine each vertebrae kind of like that, like in the earth, grounded, yet here you are above. So kind of just anchoring down those points of contact. And let's connect with our breath. Maybe breathing in for a count of 4. Pause. And then a steady exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then inhale. Pause. And then exhale. And then continuing with that cadence, if that feels right for you. And then bringing into this space, grounding the feet, maybe even curling the toes as if you were like moving your toes in the earth or the sand, wiggling those toes. If you have an intention for your practice today, bring it into your space now. And imagine, just like we move those toes in the earth, as we cultivate the earth with our breath, with our intentions, that we're cultivating that intention throughout our practice, with our breath, with our movements. Even if we don't have that intention at the forefront written on the wall, the energy is with us and the energy is going to follow that intention. With our next breath, let's send our arms up overhead on an inhale. Reach the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, float the hands down to the side. Nice. Inhale up and overhead. Exhale across and down. Up and overhead. Exhale across the sky and down. And now perhaps adding on, pressing the feet to the earth. Inhale, the glutes press the hips up as the arms come up and overhead. And then we can float the hands and the glutes down to the ground, grounding the back. Inhale, up and overhead, glutes press the hips up. And then just continuing with this flow, maybe noticing the articulation of the spine, imagining each little golf tee coming up and out of the earth. As we inhale and exhale, and exhale sends it back down, grounding the spine. Noticing that tilt and tuck of the pelvis. Just moving at your own pace. Nice job. One more time across the sky, up and over. Let's pause at the top. Then we shimmy those shoulder blades so they're underneath the shoulders. Maybe the chin is slightly tucked, the throat is compressed, heart lifted, glutes are active. Press the feet to the ground and wiggle those toes. Reach through the fingertips. And then we'll exhale, slowly lower down the spine, the glutes. The hands float across the sky and ground. Pausing at the bottom. Palms down and make contact with the earth. Maybe notice the pelvis, the sacrum. Maybe there's a slight space between the low back and the ground now. And that's okay. Let's inhale to lift the glutes to the sky. So the hips lift, the glutes press up. Ground that left foot. And now let's inhale to draw that right knee into the chest and then send the right leg to the sky. So maybe shimmying the shoulders underneath the heart again. So keep the right leg to the sky. Left foot grounds. And now let's lower down the hips to the ground. Keep the right leg long. Low back and the pelvis comes down. Then drive the glutes up, the right foot reaching for the sky, the hips lift. And lowering down, our core is active, lowering down the low back, the glutes. Pressing into the left foot, glutes drive the hips up. Right foot reaching for the sky. Last time, lower down, the back coming down. And now bring the right foot to the earth. Let the right knee come out to the side and the left knee, feet come together. Reclined butterfly. And sigh. You can bring those feet out further away from the midline if you want. We'll set back up in our bridge pose in a couple breaths, but we'll connect with our breath, with our body on the ground. One more breath in. On an exhale, bring the feet back to the floor, knees to the sky. Slide the feet to set up for our bridge again, because we're going to come into our one-legged bridge on the other side. So get your shoulders set, get that right foot set. And then exhale, drive the glutes up, the right foot grounds, shimmy the shoulders. Yes, and now draw the left knee kind of into the chest and send the left leg to the sky. Maybe noticing if this side feels different than the other side. And then we'll lower down, glutes, low back to the earth. And then exhale, up. Inhale down. Exhale, glutes drive the hip up. Down to the earth. Exhale, drive up. Then inhale, lower. Now our last one, drive up. Pause at the top, maybe shimmy those shoulders. Feel that right hamstring, the right low glute really active. Bring some awareness to that part of our body. Maybe noticing if we're getting warm in the chest or warm in the body. And now exhale, bend that knee in, bring the foot down. Exhale, low back to the earth. Let's golf tees along the spine, plant. Draw the knees into the chest. Yeah, really good. And now maybe find a happy baby. So we're going to stretch out that piriformis where the hamstring and the glutes meet. And we just kind of woke up with our happy baby. And breathe here. Opening up. Breathe in. Exhale to lower the feet down, breathing out. Then inhale to roll over to one side. And when you get to one side, let's stack the knees. So whether you're on the left side or the right side, stack those knees. You're on one side. And then we'll exhale to kind of lower the shoulders back. So we came into a twist kind of the opposite way. We rolled to one side and then we placed our back on the ground. So our knees stack on one side. Gentle twist. Exhale. Breathe in. Now exhale, coming onto the back. So the hands plant as we shift the hips back to the ground. Knees hug into the chest. And now we'll exhale to roll over to the opposite side. So rolling over to one side. When you get there, stack the knees, maybe stack the ankles, and then exhale to lower the back down. It doesn't have to meet, the shoulder doesn't have to come all the way down. We're just kind of offering a little twist. Another breath. Now exhale, rolling the shoulder up. So we're stacking the shoulders now. So we're on that side. Breathe in. And then exhale, come onto the stomach. So we're rolling all the way over onto the stomach now. Now imagine those hip bones grounding, maybe the tops of the thighs into the floor. Now keep that face gazing towards the earth. Bring the palms, the hands above the head. So we're reaching off the top of our mat. So toes reach past the bottom of the mat. The hands reach past the top. The thumbs are towards the sky. The chin and the eyes are down. We're on our stomach, on that low rib cage. And then let's inhale, just lift the heart of the chest. The low ribs kind of lift off the ground and the thumbs to the sky, hovering the arms above the earth. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring the elbows towards the hips like a W with the arms. Lift the chest a little more. And then reach the arms out, palms or thumbs to the sky. Exhale, elbows towards the hips, palms down. Then inhale, reach the arms above the head, straight out, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, palms go down, so bring the elbows towards the hips, lifting the heart and the chest. Breathe in. Exhale, lowering the heart, bringing the hands above the top of the mat, thumbs to the sky. Then exhale, lifting the heart, lifting the chest, elbows towards the hips. And we'll hover here. Hands, palms face the ground, heart lifts, elbows towards the hips. Breathe in. And now exhale, bring the hands above the head, thumbs point towards the sky. Now lower down the chest. So rest on the side of the face, on the cheek. Breathe in. And then exhale, bring the forearms down, hands come down. Let's sit back, child's pose, lengthening that spine that we just kind of compressed. And waking up the synovial fluid, that compression, encouraging a little bone density in the body. Breathing in and out, child's pose. Exhale. Now inhale. Exhale, glance up at the hands. Let's step the right foot forward between the hands. Coming up onto that left knee. Now the right knee, maybe bring it past the toes. The hands can be on the earth, they can be on that thigh. Working with some range of motion on the ankle today. So we're in our low lunge, but that knee is really forward. And let's rock the hips back. Maybe the toes come off the ground, and then we're gonna rock forward. So let's just do that, kind of teeter-tottering, back and forth, knee way past the ankle towards the toes, noticing that psoas muscle that we've been talking about, those hip flexors on the left, also getting some awareness, going back and forth. Now let's pause in our low lunge, that knee can be forward. Let's lift our arms to the sky. Maybe they're in prayer in our Kali Mudra with the index and the thumb out, other fingers folded down, and maybe reach behind us. Feeling those abdominal muscles stretch, the heart open, breathe in. And now exhale, let's breathe out as we bring our hands to point towards the front of our mat, straightening out that right leg. Maybe the hands point past that big toe. We'll pause, yeah, and our Ardha Hanumanasana, half pyramid. Breathe in. And now exhale, let's bend that knee, bring the hands on top of the thighs. And then with awareness, come up into a crescent lunge. The toes roll under on the back left foot and then rise up, reaching towards the sky. Maybe straightening that front leg. The heel on the left leg is lifted. All that left foot grounds and feel that psoas, those hip flexors open. Breathe in. Exhale, bend that front knee. And let's let our hands come out to the side. Opening up the heart and the chest. Inhale. And now let's exhale, ground into that right foot, stepping forward and send the left leg out. Hands can be on the hips or out to the side. A strong standing pose. Nice job, guys. Breathe in. Exhale, draw that knee in. Bend the knee. Now ground the toes and open the hips up for a tree. Any variation with the arms. Those trees have really strong roots. Maybe you bring in a little breeze into your practice, swaying side to side or maybe around like a little tornado. You feel that root. Nice, guys. Now bring the hands back to the middle, finding that balance. Bring the knee to point forward and then ground that foot. Exhale, lower the hands down to the side. Pivot the feet so the toes face the long edge, or the corners of the mat, sorry. We're gonna bring the feet back, hip distance apart. And now sinking down, either into malasana, or bringing the feet even wider than your mat and finding like a goddess or finding a sumo. But what we're gonna do is either sink down into malasana and feel the strong pelvis reaching towards the earth, or if we're in our goddess, same thing, bringing that awareness to the pelvis. And feel yourself ground. Your 5 breaths wherever you are. Bringing your awareness to the earth. Feeling some heat. And now exhale. If you're in malasana, rise up to a forward fold. If you're in goddess squat, straighten those legs, pivot the heels in and fold it forward, forward fold, uttanasana. Inhale. Now exhale, stepping the right foot back, lowering that right knee down. And then here we are in our low lunge again. And then bring that knee forward so that left knee can kind of come over the toes. And then we're going to do our little seesaw going back and forth. You can pause if you want to pause anywhere along the way. This is going to generate some heat. And we're also grounded on that right leg and the left foot. Notice the breath. Move with the breath. Nice job. Now the next time that you bring those hips back and that leg straight, pause there, flex the foot towards the face, adjust that back knee as much as you need to so it's under the hip, and then we'll bow where that half splits. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, let the breath go. And then we'll inhale to bend that knee. The knee is over the ankle, and then curl the right toes under. And then we'll rise up to our crescent lunge. Finding that lunge. Noticing the opening in those hip flexors. Maybe noticing if the body is warm. Noticing where the breath goes in the pose. And then we'll exhale to straighten that front leg. And really feel yourself kind of rise up as that front leg straightens. Maybe coming back into the bend. Notice the right leg, the ball of the right foot, the heel. And then notice what happens when you straighten that front leg. The hips lift. Feel yourself rise. An elevated heart, elevated head. Inhale. And now let's exhale, maybe folding forward. The hands pointing towards and past that big toe. You bend the knee a lot or a little. And on an exhale, let's come up to float. The left foot grounds, the right foot reaching back. Any variation with the arms. Strong standing leg again. And then an exhale, bring that knee through and the leg shines forward. Reach, reach, reach. With that leg, it can be down or it can be lifted. Really nice, guys. Inhale. Now feel that left foot ground. Bend the right leg, drawing in, setting up for our tree. So then we open up the knee to the side. And when you're ready, maybe picking your weather for the day. Maybe it's a really calm day until the branches don't move. Maybe it's a windy day. Another breath in. Exhale to bring that knee to the center so the knees both turn in the same direction. Plant that right leg. Bring the arms out to the side, maybe hands to the hips. And let's sit back in our chair. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale. Now exhale, grounding that left foot, step the right foot back. We're going to lower that right knee and then bring that right knee up. And then lower that right knee and then bring it up. Lower that right knee. Inhale to bring it up. Now exhale to step it forward, finding chair. Let's bring our arms out like a T this time. Breathe in. And exhale, twist over to the right. Hands reaching back and forth. Inhale. Now exhale, hands come forward. Heart is forward. Ground into that right foot, step it back. Reach those hands down so the hands point down. Shoulders up and back. And then lower that left knee. Bring it up. Exhale, lower it down. And bring it up. Lower it down. Bring some awareness to your hip flexors. What's going on there? Lower it down with the knee. Pause. Exhale, lift it up. And then step it forward. Utkatasana. Hands to the heart. Breathe in. Exhale over to the left. Open up those arms. Breathing in and out. One more breath. Exhale, bring the hands forward. And let's rise up to stand. Inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. Uttanasana. Now inhale, step that left foot back. And now step the right foot back. Now come into your plank pose or come into your forearm plank. So you come onto the forearms or onto a regular plank. We're going to be here just a couple minutes. Not minutes, sorry, breaths. Couple breaths. Breathe in and out. And in and out. And now lower down the knees and then sit back. The hips over the knees, and here's our puppy pose. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Deep breath in. And then sink into this shape. And exhale, let's lift, kind of coming forward onto the elbows, onto the forearms. Bring the hands back just a little bit, coming into tabletop. You can always kind of come onto your wrists. We're not going to put a lot of pressure here. We're going to just sweep up for thread the needles. Sweep the left hand up. And then exhale, that left hand comes through the shoulder or the elbow, and that left arm comes down, the left side of the head, maybe down. The right hand can come to that low back, or it can reach it forward to the right corner of the mat. This is kind of like our reclined twist earlier, except we're on our knees rather than our back. See if you can breathe into the back body, that upper back. Feel the lungs expand. Exhale. Now breathe in. Now exhale to kind of drag the right hand towards the left arm. And as you do that, drag the left arm out. Lift it up to the sky. And then down to the ground with the left hand. Maybe bring it under the heart. Sweep the right hand up. Now we're going to thread the needle through on the other side. So moving that right arm down, the right shoulder to the earth, the left hand reaching forward. And exhale. maybe gazing to look at that right hand. Breathe in. Let the breath go. On your next out breath, drag that left arm in, the right arm out, bringing the right arm to the sky. And the right hand comes down, drag the hands towards the knees, let the palms kind of drag across the tops of the thighs, bring some awareness to that physical part of our body, shoulders up, back and down, then the hands come to our hips. And then with hands on our hips, let's roll the neck a couple times. Half circles, full circles. And then ground the top of the right foot, ground the right knee, send the left leg out. And with our left leg out, let's turn those toes towards the sky. So maybe noticing that hip open. Lower the left foot to the ground, so toes, ball the foot down. Exhale, open that foot towards the sky. Noticing how that little joint in the hip follows foot down to the ground, up to the sky. Inhale, bring that foot to the ground. Inhale to bring the arms out, nice and long. Yeah, and exhale, bring the right hand towards the earth. Let it hover, the left arm can reach up. Let the breath go and see if you can sink this right shoulder down, the left up, and feel some expansion in the chest. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the hands above the shoulders. Pause here. Exhale, bring the left hand down, that long leg, right arm reaching to sky. The exhale lets everything go, bring some ease into that right side body. Exhale, hands come out straight, reaching side to side. Yes, now inhale to reach them up to the sky. And then exhale folds us forward. So we're in kind of a puppy pose with that left leg out. So walk the hands forward, sink the chest down. If that doesn't feel good on that leg, then draw the knee in so the knees are under the hips and just find your traditional puppy pose. Otherwise, that left foot can be out. And then an option here to kind of draw the hands in a little closer to the knees and then just bring that left hand through to the other side, the right arm forward. So the left leg is out to one side, the left arm is out to the opposite side, the right arm is forward. That's only an option. If you want to keep your hands in front, you can. Breathe in. And then exhale, sweep that left hand through and forward. If you had it to the side, pause with the heart down, inhale. And now exhale, slide those hands kind of across the floor, up the front of the body, shoulders roll up, back and down, sweep the arms out, swoop them up to the sky. Yes, exhale, hands come to the side, the left knee comes in. Hands come to the hips, and let's kind of swirl those hips around. Moving side to side, be sitting back on the heels and then coming back up. And then we'll inhale, exhale to plant the foot. The right foot out to the side. And then roll the shoulders up, back and down again. Inhale, you can reach the arms up. Maybe doing a couple side bends. After that twist in our puppy, and then hands come down to the side, to the hips, and then open up that right hip, so the right toes to the sky, heel on the ground. And then exhale, toes to the ground, foot to the ground. Inhale, toes to the sky. Exhale, toes to the ground. Inhale, toes to the sky. Maybe closing the eyes, exhale, toes to the ground. Last time, ladies, inhale, toes to the sky, pause. Feel that opening in the hip area, the pelvic area, such a sacred area. Exhale, lower the foot down. Ground the foot, inhale, rising with the arms. Exhale, the breath guides us down, hands come forward, coming into our Puppy pose with that right leg out. If that doesn't feel good with the leg out, bring the knee in. And feel into this shape. Feel the breath in the body. And then if you want, on an exhale, bring that left hand in just a little bit to lift the heart, and then bring the right arm to the opposite side. So right leg is in one direction, right arm is in the other. Breathing in and out. One more breath in. Exhale, let the breath leave the body. And we'll inhale to bring that right arm in. Exhale to bring it out. So bring the hands to the ground, out in front. And then we'll inhale to drag those hands towards the knee as we lift the shoulders and the back up. Exhale, stacking the shoulders over the hips. Nice job. It's a lot of movement, a lot of work with the breath. And we'll bring that right knee in. So the right knee is in. Knees are side by side. And then we've been doing this a lot lately, our ustrasana, our camel, in our noon classes. So let's bring the toes to the ground. So the heels are just a little bit more lifted. And if you want to bring your block, you can have your block behind you or beside the foot. If it's a little higher than your heel, you don't have to, but it's something that's kind of nice to have the option. So let's send those hips forward. And then arms to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands to the hips and slide those hands into the back pocket, guiding the hips forward. Shoulders roll up and back, lifting the heart. Now begin to drop that head back. The chin lifts. And now we lower the shoulders back. We keep those hips forward. A little back bend. Bring that right hand either to that block or to the right heel, or keep it in the back pocket. If you want, you can bring the left hand to the heel as well. And breathe. And now exhale, tucking the chin to the chest as we bring the shoulders over the hips. Let those hands come out of the pocket, lift them up to the sky, bring the tops of the feet to the earth, and then fold forward for a child's pose. Really reaching those hips towards the feet and the hands forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Now an option here, we can lower the elbows down, forearms down, palms come down. Shift the weight forward so the shoulders are over the elbows. Walk the knees back. You can lift the feet for a dolphin pose. So really stretching the spine out now. Or you can also come into your downward facing dog. So whatever feels better on your wrists. And then there's always puppy pose that we've been finding throughout our practice. And imagine that lower spine that we were compressing just a little. Imagine there's space now. Breathe in. And let's exhale, lower down onto the knees. Bring the knees maybe a mat distance apart. And then let's bring ourselves to our hands. And then we're just gonna lower that heart down to the floor. So kind of, first of all, just drop the hips down and then find a spot. Maybe it's shoulder distance, maybe it's wider, but your pelvis is tucked. Bend the elbows, lower the heart down. And then we'll press it away, exhale. Bend the elbows, lower the heart down. Exhale, press it away. Inhale, hold and lower down. Exhale, press away. Now sit back in child's pose, lengthening that spine. Arms out in front. Now exhale, walk the hands over to the right, stack the left on top of the right if that feels good. Breathe in. Exhale, walk the hands through the middle, walk the hands to the left, right hand stacks on top of the left. And now let's walk our hands back to the middle. And then walk the hands underneath the wrists, come onto the knees, and make our way to a seated position, legs out in front. Now find that bolster, find that blanket, find all those goodies. And then stack the bolster either right on the ground, bolster cushion, whatever it might be. We're just gonna get a little elevation here. You can also bring blocks underneath the bolster. We're going to place our calves on the bolster. If you have your bolster on the earth and it's not as high, you can bring it underneath your knees. Or we're going to come back to where we started class with our entire back on the ground. But this time we're going to have some support underneath those legs. Maybe finding your blanket. Calves on the bolster, back on the earth. And just letting that energy flow, flow, flow without obstruction. All systems of the body flowing with a little bit more fluidity than they were when we started. The sacred geometries of yoga, the awareness of breath, this community that we have together, supporting our overall well-being and absolute wholeness. We invite relaxation and rest here. You can stay here for Shavasana, or if you want to move the props out of the way, you can. But allowing yourself to go deeper into rest, deeper into support. That intention that we set at the beginning of class, it's been cultivated, intended to, and now it can rest. Inviting peace into our space. Reminding ourselves that there is an entire collective consciousness all the time. There's more than what's just happening to us, or happening for us, happening around us. I had to remind myself about that this week. What I'm experiencing, there's someone else experiencing on the other end in the relationship. We're all on our own experience for our own elevated consciousness. So perhaps I'm experiencing this so the other person can experience fill in the blank. And it's all going to be okay. It all is okay right now. There's this level of orchestration that's happening all around us all the time that we can't even fathom. We can surrender. We can take every thought captive. in order to keep and maintain equanimity within ourselves. We are indeed part of the greater whole. Each breath relaxing, just like each lesson is a refinement and a message in order to elevate our consciousness. And deepen our own self-awareness. Surrendering into this greater whole. You're welcome to remain in shavasana. However, if you'd like to come up to a seated position for our pranayama and silent sit, you can begin to make your way there, however makes sense to you. It's always nice to keep that blanket on the lap. Begin to fall into the natural breath. Perhaps inhaling, so just saying to yourself, hum on the exhale. So, hum. Now beginning to layer on the Ujjayi pranayama, the constricted ocean breath, closing the mouth, inhaling.
Exhaling out the nose. And releasing Ujjayi pranayama. And we'll do our Kapalabhati pranayama, which is that abdominal pumping with the forceful exhale. We'll do 2 rounds of 60. We'll pause in between rounds and I'll keep count for us. So let's just inhale and exhale normally for our breath. And then inhale and begin. "30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Inhale. Hold. And then a steady, gentle exhale out the mouth. And just breathe naturally. We'll inhale and exhale, begin. "40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Inhale, hold. Exhale out the mouth, gentle, steady. And then pause. Find your natural breath. Perhaps flipping the palms of the hands to the sky. Noticing the prana in the body. If you'd like to move into Nadi Shodhana, you're welcome to. Otherwise, we'll close with our sit for a couple minutes. Perhaps feeling yourself as part of the greater whole. Melding into collective consciousness. Absolute union. no beginning or end to either of us or none of us, just rather this union where we are all one. Exhale. Inhale. Om Shanti. 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 Om.